Abby Lear led a 1-2 in the 100 back with her and Scout, and then we won all the relays. Cedar won the 100 breast, and then Scout won the 2 back. So feeling pretty good about where we're at. Looking forward to conference, hoping to pick up a couple relay wins, which I think has only happened 3 times in our history. So feeling pretty good about where we're at, and we'll make our first trip to Evansville in a couple weeks. So
mention you're at the right time to be catching a little bit of fire, a little bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about that and what does that mean going into conference, so you guys were able to have the weekend that you had.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you compete well, that helps with confidence, right? And so, like in the relay situations, the 200 free relay got first and second, and we had kind of we have 8 people that are all trying to fight for 4 spots. And so anytime that you kind of have that going on, we're happy about it. It's a good problem to have, and we'll kind of see how things play out. But yeah, just excited.
How similar or different, either in general or in Erica's case, is her 1 meter game versus her 3 meter game when it comes to diving?
Yeah, well, I would definitely say last year as a freshman, she had a 1 meter game and didn't have a 3 meter game. So Iowa High School doesn't compete 3 meter at all. So anytime you have, like she's doing a great job, and also Trista and Avery, who are both freshmen, they're learning a whole different discipline. And I don't know if you've ever stood on a 1 meter versus a 3 meter board, but yeah, it looks a heck of a lot different, and it's a whole different skill set. So Bethany does an outstanding job getting those guys ready to go and really teaching the sport to them. And so I think that's anytime you got 3 freshmen that are in the top 16 in the conference on something they've barely done, that's a pretty good place to be. So.
How do you feel about your team stacking up with the rest of the MVC going into conference championship?
Yeah, so I think on the top end we're going to compete with anybody. So whether that's relays, whether that's a lot of the events, we have a couple people seated first going in, so we feel good about that. The place we're going to need to get better is on the depth side. So we're going to have to make sure our second, third, and fourth athlete are just matching up with what everybody else has going on. So, a few teams brought in some new people in the last couple weeks with the new semester, so we got to take a look at that and see where that all lands. But we're feeling pretty good about where we're at as a group.
When I talked to Coach Paulson over at Cedar Falls High School and asked him about lineup decisions going into a big meet, he said he didn't really sleep a lot going into them. Where are you at with your lineup decisions going into big meets?
Oh man, you never know, right? Like you always think and then we rethink it, and we'll put together the list about 12 times, and then the night before you just stare at it, and we hope to put the right people together, and then we tell them we're always going to make a mistake, and then somebody swims out of their mind, and we didn't have them on the relay on the first night, and so it's just constant. So, all right, thanks guys.